Anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming out tonight. We're going to get things rolling here. Our first comedian is an Octopus regular. He's a local boy. He's a fantastic comedian. He performed to a sold-out Oster Regent Theater just a few summers ago. Please welcome into the stage. It's Curtis Parish.
All right. All right, let's test the waters. Let's learn a little bit about each other tonight. Something you need to know about me, I pronounce G-I-F, G-I-F. No one wins. It makes people squirm. It's the best. Yeah, the animated GIF. It's so good. You know why I do that? Because I've never sent an email with a pudf attached or listened to an oomph-3. You guys ever notice that one finger is fun, cool guy finger guns? But whenever someone does the I'm going to shoot myself in the head motion, they add a finger? It's just, we're having a good time. Grim reminder of death. It's real now. If you're ever in an office and someone says, see you on Monday, that's a threat. Let's learn a little bit more about me. Okay. The second wedding that I ever attended, the bride was only 7 months pregnant in time for the groom to get out of jail. It was a major improvement over the first wedding I ever went to. First wedding I went to was it was in the yard of a farmhouse outside of Memphis, Missouri. It's in northern Missouri, that is fine to laugh at northern Missouri. They deserve it. Everything's rusted there, including many types of wood. We accidentally parked in the aisle because they hadn't put the chairs out yet. There's an arch in a yard, guys. Don't know what to tell you. The best chairs that were at this wedding were carried in nylon bags over the shoulders of the people who went to this wedding. It was my cousin. Okay, so this was 2005, I think. So they had a Hello Kitty boombox to play the wedding march. And when they're taking the photos for them walking down the aisle, it went a little something like this. It was and guys, don't worry, a dog didn't defecate in the aisle, but it almost, we dodged it. We dodged that bullet. That kind of wasn't the biggest problem, though. It would have been just charming and quaint. I think maybe the problem was the father of the bride, who was divorced from the mother of the bride, my Uncle Gary. So he drove up, and I guess the word is tumbled out of his truck. We have a fun way of talking about that day. His shirt became increasingly unbuttoned. So as a unit of measurement, we could say how many buttons drunk he was that day. So he was about 4 buttons drunk when they're exchanging the rings. And I missed the whole speech because the entire time he's in my left ear and he's just, I tell you what, they're ruining a perfectly good friendship. He's irresponsible as hell, she's stubborn. Ruining a perfectly good friendship. Gosh, you're not bitter at all, are you, Gary? Not having a hard time at all, are you? Yeah. Okay, so the bride had a baby at the time, and the formula was at his place, so he wanted to go out to his trailer in the woods to get the formula for the baby, and he wanted to bring my sister. My sister didn't feel cool about that for reasons, and I don't know why they were just like, yeah, he's had a few, but whatever, and they sent us both. And we go out to his trailer in the woods. We meet his albino chihuahuas that look like terrifying wingless fruit bats that just cannot stop pissing in fear. We went out to the place in the woods where he wanted to build a house where people will, quote, not be able to find me. No one's looking, Gary. So we just bizarre meandering route all through these gravel roads, and we're about to come back to the house. And to this point, my sister realizes, hey, Gary, did you remember the formula? And he said, ain't no formula on these roads. No picket fences neither. I also don't know what that means. But in that moment, it meant that it was time to pray that that little dot on the horizon that was that farmhouse, that was a straight line, we could arrive there safely. So, third wedding I went to was nice. Yeah, no notes. Anyway, it was fine. No, so that's a taste of my family. That's a little taste of the kind of family that I have. I like to think, I like to say that I was raised by a series of lovable weirdos who were related to a series of slightly less lovable weirdos. There's only some of them I don't talk to because I guess the nicest way would be to say that I'm too fabulous to be there. Let's use the word fabulous. Can we do that? Yeah, too queer to be around these folks. Yeah, I'm kind of an elder queer at this point, and too many flags, guys. Can we agree? Too many flags. I'm exhausted by so many flags to learn. It's back in my day, we only had one pride flag. It was red, white, and blue. I'm kidding. It was the rainbow flag, and they were just like, no, that's just for the gay folks. We need to make room for the trans folks. And they're like, okay, so that's trans. That's the gender identity. We can do that. And then each separate group wanted their own, so it wasn't just that. And then at one point I saw one, and it was like blue and a different blue, and it's like, oh, that's the men loving men flag. I'm like, that was the one we had. Why are we? I feel like I'm gonna go to a pride parade. I'm gonna be staring out, and I'm gonna be like, yellow, black, and red. Germany. Okay, all right. I mean, it's okay to be German if you don't try to push it on others. And it's funny because it happened once. Anyway. I identify as pan because when I came out back in '03, I used to. I still use bi a lot because when I came out in '03, pan had not made it to Iowa yet. It just wasn't available. Gender fluid. I don't police people with call me pronouns. Just call me anything but late to dinner. Am I right? Yeah, I'm skipping right past dad jokes to grandpa jokes. The best. Hell yeah. Speaking of grandpas, we lost mine. A couple of years ago. Well, we found him. He wasn't going anywhere. And there was a rock with his name on. We found him fast. I like to say he would like that joke. I don't know for a fact. Anyway, his funeral was weird though, because the pastor said, okay, so the pastor comes up and she gives her typical opening, which is, "How is everyone today?" And it's like, bad, dog. Do you know? You know, you saw the sign. You work here. You know why. But I've been to too many comedy shows, so she's like, "How is everyone today?" And I'm like, "Woo!" Yeah, there's a whole sort of like sub-spectrum of asexual people, and I guess I'm falling somewhere in there, in case anyone was interested. It's a safe space, right? If it's not a safe space, you paid and you're not getting it back. So I think the term's kinky gray ace. I have a bunch of, we'll call them exotic triggers. I will not be elaborating further. Next slide. But I get the feeling that if libido's sort of a 0 to 10 sort of idea, I get the feeling that a lot of people who are like typical are sitting like at like a steady humming 3 all the time, and then like they'll go out in public and they'll like sort of shift and they'll sort of just hum at like the 5 range or whatever. But unfortunately what will happen for me is I'll be sitting around at 1, and then something will come along and like, yeah, there's an upgrade to a Patreon that I'm looking at or whatever, and they'll just be like, "Oh, oops, I'm at 9 now." And it'll be like, "I'm aware I have a sex drive," becomes, "I am so horny I'll do a crime." And I have to be clear, I do not mean sex crimes. I had to be clear. I just mean that emotional state where you're like, "Hey, if I get to come, I will steal this car radio." That's what my life's like. That and just getting mad. Getting mad at random stuff. Thinking all the time. I don't like sports news. I can't do it. I can't watch sports news. I can watch sports, but I can't watch sports news. It's a bunch of guys in suits arguing statistics like they're real. And it's just like 3 guys at desks, and it's just like, "Wilkinson did a run good this week. I think he'd do a run good next week. I think he's going to do a run bad. I think he's going to do a fall down." Brought to you by Bud Light. And then they'll fill about 20 hours of programming every single day with turn a thing that could be true into a question, have 2 people argue that question. It's just like, does Thompson still have the stuff? And then a guy with 3 rings, 8 concussions comes on. Thompson never had a stuff. Then you'll get this thing where because you couldn't do that with regular news. Like you can't turn on CNN and have them say, "Is Sacramento on fire?" Some guy comes on the screen. He's got a green screen with Sacramento back on projected behind him. He's like, "Let me tell you guys something. Been a Sacramento fan for years. I don't think this town's gonna burn." Brought to you by Jack Links. Guys, you have been absolutely fantastic. Give yourself a hand. Give the bartenders a hand. Give Alex a hand as he comes on up here. My name's Parish. Y'all have a good night.